Wow, let me tell y'all, we're going to get right into this message. Um, I went ahead and I pulled some cards and I got another deck out. This message is going to be a little different from the other readings that I do because it was inspired by some red birds that I saw. I was fixing me and my ancestors some coffee, and I just so happened to notice that there was a red bird that came up to my window, and he came up to the kitchen window, and it was like he just kept staring at me. And I say he because I could tell it was a male red bird. As you know, the darker colored birds are the male, and the lighter feathered red birds are the females. And so it was like, this bird just was like meddling all in my windows, and I thought it was cute, and I'm just like doing it just like that, like, hey, and then another one flew up, and it was a female bird. And then another one flew up. And before I knew it, there was like four red birds sitting right outside my kitchen window as I am fixing me and my ancestors a cup of coffee. And so I look down at the cup as I'm pouring the coffee for my ancestors, and I'm using this owl cup because for me, I am still trying to receive as much information from my ancestors as I possibly can. So I look to them for wisdom. And so I don't know, like I just got so excited with those birds, and I was just like, wow, okay, you guys have a message, huh? I'm like, well, what's the message? And I just heard I love you and I'm always there. And it made me think about a passenger that I picked up yesterday. I'm not gonna forget her name. In fact, I looked up what her name meant because there was something so significant about this encounter. She had just lost her grandfather, and I picked her up from spending time with a friend. Her friend was trying to console her, and I felt guided to explain to her that, these are just flesh suits that we use for our human experience on earth. And although, we die and we leave these suits behind, the soul is still perfectly fine. And I know some of y'all can even vouch that y'all have had loved ones come from beyond and send you signs, messages, even gifts, and even help you with situations. And so I looked up her name, and Fallon means leader, leader of the battlefield. This is someone that is a descendant superior. And so I guess I'm just kind of sharing all of that just to, I don't know, like maybe comfort someone and let you know that although your loved one has left their flesh behind, they are constantly sending signs and messages. And so I've pulled some cards from my Lenormand and my Greek mythology deck, but I also have this Talking to Heaven, and I'm going to just pull 3 messages from that. And the first card says, remember me by the happy memories we created. So you may want to create some sort of a journal of all the happy moments that you have with them. You may even want to write moments that were not the best and write a letter to them so that you can go ahead and clear that energy and allow them to comfort you and to send apologies if it is needed, but so that you can know that you are connected with them at all times. And I feel like by doing this is going to create a channel for how the two of you are going to communicate. Next card is, it is not your fault. A lot of times, when we go through the stages of grief, we want to blame ourselves. We go through so many different emotions, and we are thinking, well, maybe if I checked up on them sooner, or maybe if I did this or that. I want you to know that You know, as much free will as we have on earth, our time frame was already determined by God. So it's like we have contracted time of how long we are going to spend here on earth. And then we need to return because there is something that God may even want this particular soul to do next. I personally do not believe that we just all sit up in heaven and just party for the rest of our lives. I believe that God still has a will to be done, and sometimes he needs those Falons, those superior leaders to come down on the battlefield, right? So please understand that there's nothing that you could have done to change the situation. That date was already predetermined. They want you to know that they feel happy and that they feel healthy. You know, also when we are attached to these suits, when we are here on earth, we feel a lot of different emotions. You know, we react from a lot of challenges that life has. But, you know, when we are in our true, authentic self, our light and our being of knowing who we are, we don't have those types of emotions. We are always at a higher frequency. In fact, coming to earth is a lot lower frequency from where we actually come from. And I do want to say that some of you are literally stars. And I don't mean that like celebrity way. I mean that like, you know, if you are one of those that are always outside staring at the stars and you know, just mesmerized by it. Like literally you could be part of the star system, star seed, a galactic being, you know. I ended up pouring, well, there's no coincidence. So I have no more earthly worries. And that was exactly what I was saying, right? And they may even be sending you these signs and showing you all of these sunflowers. Sunflowers and sunsets may be really important to you. I'm hearing with this card, continue to work on your health. And so let's go ahead and get into this message, because the first card that came out is this Sun. They want you to know that regardless as whatever life looks like right now, you will be happy again. You will feel joy. You will feel peace. But in order to get to this state of happiness, joy, and abundance, it's time to go within. They're telling you that there are mysterious parts about you that you have not even uncovered. It is, you know, God wants us to be humble, yes, but he also wants us to know how miraculous we are, you know. And when we look at this Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups is very mysterious. She's very seductive and alluring, and it's not in a like overly promiscuous type of way, but she knows what she has and she uses it. And so it's all about going within, because you have a lot of gifts within you that you don't even know that will benefit you here while you're here on earth. This energy is already activated inside of you. So you may notice that people are staring at you more, that people are wanting to come up and just talk to you, even strangers. That's because your energy is very magnetic. You know, you even got some folks gossiping about you. And you know, some of it, you know, maybe, this person is this and that. And some of it may be, you know, a hater just talking and, you know, saying whatever negative comments they want to say. Why? You want to know why? Because this is what you have coming your way. I got to get a sip of this coffee, y'all. You have the Ten of Cups here. The Ten of Cups is, you know, someone that is happy regardless as to whatever life circumstances are. Okay. Now with the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups is an abundance, isn't an overflow. Um, that means, everything emotionally, feels right within their world at that time, right? But this is just you. This is you. You have that optimistic, that beautiful, alluring, royal, rich, vibrant type of energy. That's just naturally who you are. And there's so many other mysteries and layers about yourself that you are going to uncover. And as you uncover them, like, you're going to feel even more confident within yourself, okay? And with this confidence, you are being told it's time to focus on that enjoyment, okay? Because we have the scythe here, and the scythe is clarified by this Four of Swords. What does that mean? The scythe is here to cut away something suddenly, right? The scythe is wanting to take away something that no longer serves and to do it quickly. However, this isn't, like some dramatic, oh, I need to cut, someone out of my life. No, this is cut something out of your life to find balance. The Four of Swords is all about rest, recuperation, finding balance, right? And if you look at these swords all crossing each other, it's like, okay, yes, we have many priorities, right? But we also have to make sure that we are prioritizing our fun, our sunshine, right? So I'm speaking to somebody, your ancestors are worried about how much you are working. It's time to slow down a bit. We have the Querent here, which is fixated on the person in the reading. So that is speaking of you, and that's clarified by the Four of Cups. And it's speaking of this boredom and discontentment that you feel because, you are, you're working very hard. You're working very hard, and you're not making much time for yourself. You're so focused on your growth, on your stability, on your foundation of your home, that you aren't taking much time for play, and that is a concern. So the Redbirds are here today to say not only are you loved and that they are with you, but they are supporting you. They are making sure that things are working out favorably in your life, okay? So take the money that you have, make sure that you are saving some for later. Make sure that, your investments are straight, but also make sure that you are pouring into yourself. It's also about self-care. This is also about, your wellness. Okay, so make sure that we are making time for a little fun and a little enjoyment. Let's pull just one more card to close out the reading. I love Redbirds, y'all. It makes me so excited. And I've spoken in one of the readings before that there was a time that I just really missed my family. And I was just like feeling so dark, so lost, so alone. And I sat outside crying, and I'm talking to God. And I'm like, God, I feel like I don't have anybody, and I'm just crying and having my little conversation. And when I'm stopped up and just tired and done and over with it. Look, I feel emotional now. Why, y'all? But when I was just done and over, feeling, congested, like, I don't know about y'all, but crying to me does not feel good. That does not feel cleansing to me. It just stops me up and makes me feel congested. And I don't know, I feel like there's a never-ending flow of tears inside of me if I really wanted to just let it all out. But long story short, by the time I finished my cry, I looked down, and right below my feet there were tons of redbird feathers laying there, and I just collected them in a bag. And like, as I was collecting them, each feather had a message, and I literally heard voices of my passed on loved ones sending me messages. It was the most incredible freaky thing that I'd ever experienced in my life. So we have the temperance here. And this temperance is all about just finding balance within your life. It's going back to, making sure that we prioritize our daily tasks so that we can have harmony and balance. And part of that harmony and balance is about, slowing down and enjoying everything that's going on in the present, okay? In the present. So that is your message. I hope that resonated with some of you. If it did, please make sure that you like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen to my messages. So have an amazing day. Bye, y'all.